I had always believed in my marriage to Claire. For over a decade, we shared a home, raised a child, and built what I thought was a stable life together. From the outside, everything looked perfect. But over the past few months, subtle signs began to unsettle me. Late nights, secretive phone calls, and vague explanations about her whereabouts. I tried to ignore them, convincing myself it was just work stress, but a gnawing feeling in my gut told me otherwise. Then one evening, everything came crashing down. Claire confessed that she had been cheating on me with her boss, and as if that weren't enough, she asked me to consider an open marriage. She claimed it would make her happy and fulfilled, expecting me to accept this outrageous request. I stared at her in disbelief, struggling to process the audacity of what she had just proposed. I didn't react impulsively. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I didn't beg her to reconsider. Instead, I realized that the most powerful response would be calculated and irreversible. I began quietly collecting evidence of her affair, messages, emails, and photos that documented her betrayal. Every detail mattered, timestamps, locations, and the depth of deception. I wanted a response that would ensure she faced the consequences of her choices, while I protected myself and our child. Over the next few days, I pretended everything was normal. Claire continued her routine, believing I was considering her request while I carefully planned my exit. I knew I couldn't stay in a marriage built on betrayal, nor could I risk being manipulated further. The perfect revenge, I realized, wouldn't be confrontation. It would be total disappearance. The night I decided to leave, I packed my things quietly. I took what I needed for myself and our child, leaving behind nothing that could be used to manipulate or draw me back. I documented our child's needs, arranged for stability, and ensured that Claire would have no leverage over the situation. Then I vanished. I didn't call, I didn't text, I didn't announce my departure. My silence was my final act of reclaiming control. Claire's reaction was predictable. She called, texted, and tried to plead, threaten, and manipulate, but I refused all contact. I had no intention of engaging with someone who had betrayed me so thoroughly. Her audacious request for an open marriage had backfired completely. Instead of bending to her will, I removed myself entirely from her life, leaving her to confront the consequences alone. In the weeks that followed, I focused on rebuilding our lives without her. I prioritized the emotional and physical well-being of our child, maintaining routines and stability. Friends and family who knew the truth supported me, helping to reinforce the sense of security and normalcy I was creating. Claire, meanwhile, was left to face the social and emotional fallout of her choices. Her credibility, reputation, and relationships suffered as the truth of her affair became known among those who mattered. I realized that my revenge didn't require drama or confrontation. It was in the quiet, deliberate reclaiming of my life. By disappearing, I demonstrated that betrayal has consequences, and that trust, once broken, can't be restored by excuses or manipulative pleas. The marriage she thought she could manipulate for her own desires was gone, and I was free to rebuild my future without deception. Looking back, I understood that true power lies not in anger, but in control and strategy. I didn't yell, I didn't humiliate, and I didn't seek social revenge. I acted with precision, protecting myself and my child, while ensuring that Claire experienced the full weight of her actions, isolation, exposure, and loss of influence over my life. In the end, her affair and her audacious request for an open marriage became her undoing. I didn't just leave, I vanished, reclaiming my dignity, my control, and my future. The silence was my message. Betrayal has consequences, and some actions cannot be forgiven or forgotten.